Imagine winding the clock back, not just a few years, not a few centuries, but over 4.5 billion years. Welcome to the Hadean Eon, the very first chapter of Earth's incredible story. This isn't the green and blue planet we know today. This is Earth in its infancy, a time of fire, chaos, and cosmic violence. Let's set the scene. Our solar system is young, a swirling disk of gas and dust. Out of this primordial chaos, tiny bits of rock and debris begin to clump together, drawn by gravity. These clumps grow larger and larger, smashing into each other in a chaotic celestial ballet. This process, called accretion, is how our planet was born. It was a violent birth, a constant accumulation of matter that heated our world until it was nothing but a glowing, molten sphere. Picture it, an entire planet covered not by water, but by an ocean of liquid rock, a sea of magma thousands of kilometers deep. The surface temperature would have been scorching, hot enough to vaporize iron. And the sky? It was a constant fireworks display of destruction. The Hadean was the era of the late heavy bombardment, a period when Earth was relentlessly pelted by asteroids and comets, some as large as entire countries. Each impact was a cataclysmic event, powerful enough to vaporize the very rock it struck and send shockwaves rippling across the molten globe. But all this chaos wasn't just destructive, it was creative. These constant impacts delivered key ingredients to our young planet, including water locked away within the comets. Meanwhile, deep within the planet, intense heat and pressure caused massive volcanic eruptions. These weren't your average volcanoes. They were planetary-scale fissures spewing gases from Earth's interior. This outgassing created our very first atmosphere. But don't think about taking a deep breath. This early air was a toxic cocktail of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor, with virtually no oxygen. It would have been instantly lethal to life as we know it. It was during this turbulent time that one of the most significant events in Earth's history occurred: the birth of the Moon. The leading theory, the giant impact hypothesis, suggests that a Mars-sized protoplanet, nicknamed Theia, delivered a glancing blow to the young Earth. The collision was immense, flinging a colossal amount of vaporized rock and debris into orbit. Over time, this ring of material coalesced, pulled together by gravity to form our moon. It was much closer to Earth back then, appearing enormous in the sky and creating massive tides in the magma oceans below. As the relentless bombardment began to subside and the planet's core radiated its intense heat into space, Earth started to cool down. This was a slow, gradual process happening over millions of years. As the surface temperature dropped, something amazing began to happen. The molten rock started to solidify, forming the first fragile crust. It was likely a dark, basaltic rock, constantly being broken up by volcanic activity and remelted, but it was a start, the first solid ground on our planet. With a cooling crust, the water vapor that had filled the atmosphere for so long could finally condense. It began to rain, not for a day, not for a week, but for millions of years. A torrential planet-wide downpour unlike anything we can imagine. This great deluge filled the basins and low-lying areas of the new crust, forming the first, shallow, and incredibly hot oceans. The Hadean Eon was drawing to a close. From a fiery ball of molten rock, Earth had transformed. It now had a solid crust, a primitive atmosphere, and primordial oceans. It was still a harsh and alien world, but the stage was set. The chaotic, hellish conditions of the Hadean had laid the essential groundwork for the next, equally fascinating chapter. The Archean Eon, where in those warm, chemical-rich waters, the first sparks of life would eventually ignite. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to the dawn of our world. If you enjoyed this glimpse into Earth's deep past, please hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures through geologic time, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. See you in the next one.